Representative Donna Oberlander.
Thank you, Chairman. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Commissioner Polson, you had mentioned some in your testimony about restructuring and some of the new duties that the PUC has had to take on in the most recent past. I'm wondering if you could elaborate on, you said that you were going to be doing a study on potential efficiencies. When do you expect that study to be completed, and can you speak to any efficiencies that your organization has already implemented?
Sure. When I mentioned study, we have a PFM study that I believe was done in 2010 that led us to really looking at our overall operations with our bureaus and some of our statutory requirements where, I'll be honest with you, you look at what we do, those 8,000 utilities and how we regulate them, and we wanted to really use that process. It wasn't about, as my former chairman reminds me, it wasn't about reducing headcount. It was really getting our people in the right boxes to address these new regulatory responsibilities. I think we did that remarkably well. Nobody lost their job, as you just heard me say. Moving forward, I believe it's the governor has a new efficiency. Well, first of all, we have an in-house team efficiency group that's looking at some of our, whether it's an archaic paper processing function that now that you have an SAP system, you can allow external publics that whether it's the legal community or a company, can do their filings now online through e-filing. Taking some of those practices and adopting them now that we have technology tools to do that. Also, I think it's Joe DeKlinsky is running, is it the governor's efficiency task force? And I think we have been slotted or looked at as one of those agencies that is a little bit ahead of the curve there. And I think, so to Joe's credit, he's had us in through our communications director. Vice Chairman, you want to touch maybe a little bit more on the PFM study?
Yeah, the PFM study, I think, was the first opportunity in decades for us to look at the structure of the commission and looking across all bureaus. I think there would be few that could argue that the landscape has changed, and it's changed fairly dramatically. So giving us an opportunity to look at the commission as it exists today and where we need to make alignment changes. So we have created, as the chairman's indicated, some new efficiency throughout the organization. I think there's still more to come as we have new responsibilities and others that move in the direction of deregulation and making sure that the Commission is moving in that direction as well. The chairman had mentioned the group internally efficient that is looking continuously looking at those pieces within the organization where we can create efficiency and finding ways where we can reduce submissions to the organization and reduction of paper, looking at ways that we can improve the processes internally, looking at reports and various documents that we ask of those that we regulate that may no longer be relevant. So we're constantly looking at that. We've recently gone off-site with all of our bureau directors and challenged them in a positive way to look at innovation and looking at ways that we can all, I don't think this is an obligation that rests with 5 commissioners, but I think it's something that can be embraced by the entire organization. So asking all of our bureau directors to look at ways within their bureaus that we can create better efficiency and moving those forward as well.
Well, thank you. That's very good and welcome news. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.